Welcome to my debate of the week, ladies and gentlemen. This is about Mick Foley. Look, I believe I did a video on Mick Foley over a year ago. And I have to state this about him. He has made such a huge impact as Cactus Jack, as Dude Love. Mankind is where I really saw him. I never really did see much of Cactus Jack until he dealt with Randy Orton as the Legend Killer. And I saw his match, and I can't remember which pay-per-view it was. That pay-per-view where they did that hardcore match. I would like you tell me below. I think it might have been either Unforgiven or Payback. No, if it wasn't Payback, I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I actually had a chance to look at those old pay-per-views. I've actually been considering it. But he has made his mark so great in WWE and in TNA. Really giving a very good run there. I know I could say ECW, which he has been in there. He did do a little bit in WCW. He did end up there as well. But I'm looking at recent history of WWE and TNA. And my feeling is this. He's needed in WWE right now as a manager. This is how I feel about it. Right now the WWE cannot get people into the main event. Could not get new stars into the main event. And this is how it really goes. You got the top, you got the middle, you got the bottom. And usually you got people floating between each. Between the top to the middle and the middle to the bottom. That's how it's supposed to really be. People are supposed to go up and down in their card of their promotion. This is how you keep people relevant and fresh. But the WWE keeps a certain amount of people at the top, a certain amount of people, if they're even willing to, in the middle, and then almost everyone at the bottom. And usually, the people down the middle are floating a lot to the bottom and in between the top and bottom. There's almost nobody in the middle. Really. And this is where the problem is for the WWE. They need to elevate people to the top. Roman Reigns has a very good chance to go to the top, to be in the main event. You got Dean Ambrose that could easily go to the main event and be there. You got Bray Wyatt that can go there. Really, there's so many more other than those three that I just mentioned. You had Ryback that should be already up there. He should be. You have Wade Barrett that should have been up there as well. He's not up there. Never had that shot. You got Biggie Langston, who should be up there right now. He is floating between the middle to the bottom. You got Mark Henry. Yes, he's an older talent. I understand that. But the thing is, he never made it to the top. He only made it to the World Championship. And guess what? When he did, the ratings jumped big time. So that means people really want to see him at the top in the main event. And he's never gotten there. This is what the WWE constantly do. They always have great stars that really people want to see getting in the main event. Look at Dolph Ziggler. Even if you don't like the man, like I know the Select Day doesn't like him, and a few others don't. And I'm sure a lot of people want to jizz on themselves about him. But I see him in this respect, that he's a main event jobber. He can easily go to the main event. He can get the championship once in a while. But generally, he's supposed to be a threat that's credible for real feuds to be built on top of. That's what I believe he should be used for. To build feuds. Not to be the main event and the top guy. We don't have that. Now, my thought is this. If the WWE didn't have the stupid mindset of only keeping people in certain areas and never moving them, who should Mick Foley manage? And going right back to Mick Foley. Two people. One is Dean Ambrose. I would rather see Rowdy Piper, my mistake, manage Dean Ambrose because they really have personalities to me that are very similar. Roddy Piper is outspoken. He's loud as a motherfucker. He will take your head off. He's Scottish, which he loves a good drink. Dean Ambrose, I don't know if he's Scottish or Irish, whatever. He just gives off that feeling of a Scottish Irish man. He loves to fight. He's outspoken. He will fucking take your head off. And I would love to see that. But we don't got that. Piper doesn't show up in there often. But I think if it was Mick Foley, it would be better. You know why? One, Mick Foley's a little younger than him. So if he has to go in the ring, he actually could. To be his partner as a tag team. Two, Mick Foley is one of the best talkers in the game. I'm not saying nothing against Piper. Piper and Piper's Pit. I saw Piper's Pit as a kid. I saw Piper hit the head of a Superfly Jimmy Snuka with that fucking coconut. And I was fucking outraged. Say, how the fuck could you do that to him? But he's not a Mick Foley. Mick Foley's different. And I believe Mick Foley, in this respect, could truly get him over. We can't have a Piper's Pit right now because it won't be as relevant. Mick Foley doesn't need a pit to really become relevant. Piper is known for that pit. He's known for his outspoken talk there. Here, he's perfect anywhere. And that's why I would love him to be teamed with Dean Ambrose. Dean would benefit widely by being associated with a Mick Foley. He has the mindset that would truly get him somewhere. He would be able to get him in ways that no one else would. And if you have to have a feud between Mick Foley and Dean Ambrose, it would actually work because Mick Foley's still young enough to go in the ring, even though he is well overweight. But he still would be able to make it work. The crowd would want to see it because they remember him much more passionately than a Piper. Even though the older fans would love him, the younger ones would identify with him more because he's been around more. Piper hasn't. And that is what I feel would be a great match for a Dean Ambrose, a Mick Foley. The second person that I believe would benefit from Mick Foley, if it could not be Dean Ambrose, is Bray Wyatt. Yes, Bray Wyatt is the best person for Mick Foley. You know why? As Mankind, he is such a twisted, uncontrolling type of person that has humanity in such a way that is confusing and alluring. Now, that set of words doesn't seem to make any sense. But that's Mankind. He always talked in a way that made you feel like he cares about people. But he's so damn twisted and confusing. What the fuck is he? He's that. Team him with a Bray Wyatt. Team him with a Bray Wyatt who gives off a feel of an Undertaker type of person. Who is just darkish, strange, in another world that you just can't touch. He will give you a feeling of fear, make the room go cold. I mean, Bray Wyatt doesn't make the room go cold. He basically heats up that room with his charisma. That's the difference between The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt to me, personally. There's several many differences, of course. But when you really feel this Louisianan type of feel, that this guy is just that kind of dark. Unlike the Death Valley dark of an Undertaker, he's somebody that's down in the bayou. He's somebody you really need to fear because he got some nasty voodoo on his damn hands that will turn you into a chicken. That's what Bray Wyatt brings to me personally. I would love The Undertaker directly to work with him, but the best person that's other than Kane or The Undertaker would be a Mick Foley because he would understand this twisted danger, fear, destructive power of a Bray Wyatt. That he can bring in the people and control them. That's where that bayou type of feeling is, that voodoo type of power, that he's able to draw the people in and control them. Mick Foley's dealt with that with The Undertaker. And he would be able to talk with Bray Wyatt. Not only make Bray Wyatt's ability to talk better, he would make him go to a higher level that he's ever been. Or never been. Or could have been. But you get my point. I want to see Bray Wyatt working with a Mick Foley. I want to see a Dean Ambrose work with a Mick Foley. I just want to see Mick Foley work with somebody. Because really right now, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the main event, the mid card and the undercard, it is such a mess. It's like there's no one there. We see almost the same people over and over again, and the WWE is not willing to do anything with them. But I'm trying to see things in a positive form. We need to see this in a positive form. You know why? I see it like this, as a wrestling fan. Right now, wrestling really sucks. because the promotions that we love so much are acting so stupid. They don't seem to want to listen to their fans. They don't want to manage their money properly. They don't want to manage their talent properly. And when you see this, you want to pull your hair out. You want to really just say, why the fuck am I still watching this? But what I just said for the last near 10 minutes is why. It's our imagination. We dream of what could be. We dream of what is impossible. In wrestling, wrestling is magic. It's mysterious. It's something that we in the real world don't normally get. Like in reality TV shows, people love them so much because it's just like them. I don't want that. I want something that isn't reality based. I want something that's bigger than life. A Hogan was bigger than life. A Mick Foley as Cactus Jack that was super destructive is bigger than life. And that's why I still love wrestling, even though the product a lot of times sucks for both promotion, TNA and WWE. I believe that it could still get better. But that's just my point of view, and I would love to hear yours. So please tell me how you feel. I hope you enjoyed this debate of the week. Please give me a comment below and tell me if this is doing well or not. And I'll be getting my TNA Impact review out once I see it as soon as possible. Peace out!